All right, this is the first gaming video for this YouTube channel, and I decided to talk about my best and worst gaming moment. Now, in my opinion, I think one of the best forms of dopamine that anyone can have is when that moment you finally get over that hump when it comes to a video game. It could be that mission that you once thought it was impossible to beat, but you finally beat it. It could be a team that seems overpowered. It could be that one boss battle that you just get super overwhelmed. And there's other forms of you getting over that hump when it comes to gaming, because there's plenty of genres of gaming, of course. And when you finally get over that hump, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Now, also on the other side, well, I say the dark side, we all had those moments when, like I said, we just get super overwhelmed, or the game just straight up just go against you as far as maybe it's a glitch or the game crashed on you at the worst time. It's just so bad that you just feel some type of way about it. So that's what today's video is going to be about. So, without any further ado, let's have a random talk. My best and worst gaming moment ties into one franchise, and that franchise is named Kingdom Hearts. Growing up, I was only playing sports games, mainly basketball. So about a couple of years ago, I finally put down the ball and decided to go in and browse to see what's out there for me. One of the games I came across was Kingdom Hearts. Pretty popular. The core fan base love it. It ties up with Disney characters that I remember growing up watching. I never played the games, so I was like, you know what? This looks cool. Let me start with this. So, my best gaming moment came from Kingdom Hearts 1 at the final stages of the game. And correct me if I really want people to fact check me if I'm wrong, but I think the final boss name was Zenmus. I could be wrong though. I haven't played that game in over a year, but I think the final boss name was Zenmus. And he had this shadow that was behind him, and he was constantly floating around. And it starts with you, Down, and Goofy fighting each other on the beach, trying to defeat the guy. And then once you get to that part, I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool, it was hard, but I got it done. But something in the back of my mind was telling me that I wasn't finished. It just couldn't be. Like you play that game, all the fights and adventures go to leading up to the boss fight, like final boss fight. You wouldn't think the same thing. Then you, when playing Sora, you get separated from Donald and Goofy, and now it's you and Zenmus in a completely different area, and he's moving completely different now. I beat him again. So I'm saying, okay, cool, I beat him again. Maybe this could be it. I fought him twice. So this could be it, right? That wasn't it. Next thing you know, I see a gigantic shadow that I got to defeat. And he's moving crazy. So I'm saying, oh, okay. He transformed. I don't even see Zenmus no more. So I said, you know what? This may be it. Took me some time too. Took me some days, to be honest, because I'm still trying to be better as a gamer. But I eventually beat him. And I'm thinking, okay, the third time. First two times, it's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? But third time fighting him, finally beat him, right? I couldn't be more wrong. Wanna know why? Turns out you get Donald and Goofy back. It's like, okay, we reuniting. That's what's up. I expected it. Next thing you know, Zenmus is turned into this gigantic monstrosity, and this monster at the bottom had a whole big mouth, and he was just huge. And then he had Zemus at the top of it, just chilling, pretty much. And you, as Sora, Donald, and Goofy, y'all flying in the air, y'all gotta defeat this guy. You had to defeat this huge mega monster now, this gigantic monster, this humongous monster. Like all the words that could be tied up to the word big in the thesaurus can fit this. So you flying around, you, Don, and Goofy attacking, gotta attack at the right time because the monster's constantly attacking and he's constantly using magic on you, trying to kill you and all that stuff. But then you had these stages when he's dazed, you can pull up and blitz the monster, and you get traveled into this super dark room. You have random waves of shadows coming at you. You gotta beat them, and then you come back out to the original fight, and then you gotta do it all over again. Pretty much, it's pretty much like a cycle now. You go through, he's attacking, you beat him up to the point he days, you blitz him, you get sent to a realm, you fight a different wave of shadows, and that goes on at least three, 4 times. And then I finish doing that, I finally beat him. And then we get the whole final cutscenes in the game ends. So when me explaining that, that means that I had to basically beat Zenmis 4 times in a row, back to back, in order for me to beat the game. That sounds crazy, right? Even to this day, as of right now, as of me recording this, that's my best gaming feat. That's my best gaming moment because that was the first time that I broke a controller. And I mean, I never broke a controller a day in my life. I done got close sometimes, but I didn't actually do it. But this time, it was like after the fact that I realized that I had to beat this dude 4 times in a row. And that means if I were to lose at any point of this series, I'll have to start all the way up from the first fight. That got to me. Yeah, I eventually put my controller, bro. I eventually did it. But that was my best gaming moment as of right now. Now let's talk about the worst gaming moment. And the worst gaming moment come from me playing Kingdom Hearts 2. And it's just one battle that you have. It's one of the latter parts of the game is when you're fighting this guy named Roxas who ends up being Sora's doppelganger. And he's wearing the Heartless coat and he's pulling up with dual keyblades and you sitting around with your one solar keyblade on you. But throughout the game, you could use 2 keyblades too, which I thought that was really cool. But in this specific fight, they took one of the keyblades away. You just whatever one you upgraded as the main one, that's the main one and only one you can use. He was blitzing at first, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? It's one of those fights to where you gotta block his attack at the right time, and you gotta strike as soon as he finished striking his combos. I was like, all right, cool. I did that. It didn't even matter. You wanna know why? Because Roxas beat me in 30 seconds. He beat me up so bad. I thought it was part of the script. Have y'all ever got beat up so bad in a fight or in a battle that you thought it was scripted? That you thought you were supposed to lose? I legit thought I was supposed to lose. That's how I lost so bad. And then I saw the game over screen. I was thinking, oh, I have to win. Like, I have to beat this dude. It took me a couple days just to beat that dude. The way that he was moving, the way that once you finally get to the latter part of the fight where he's like halfway down when it comes to his health bars because he had like 7 of them, like 7.5. And then he would start just doing random stuff that you just unprepared for because you haven't seen it yet. And then you have to go all the way back because you're gonna eventually lose to that. And you have to keep that in the back of your mind. And then you also have to deal with the first stages and this, that, and the third. Yo, I know there's at least one of y'all out there that got beat up so bad you thought it was scripted. And I bet you was feeling some type of way too because I obviously did. So yeah, up to this day, that is my worst gaming moment because ain't no way Roxas did me like that. He even had to do me like that. Like, I'm sorry, you my doppelganger, dog. Like, you ain't had to do me like that. But I did beat him though. Eventually, I did beat him. But that moment, bro, it was crazy. It was definitely something. So yeah, man, that was my best and worst gaming moment in my gaming life so far. I know that y'all have a lot of stories as well as far as the best and the worst. I would love to hear them in the comments down below. And this is my first gaming video for this channel. I said I'm going to add a couple different forms of content this year instead of me just randomly talking about random stuff. I did drop a video a couple days ago with my first anime video. I made my playlist called Tsunami Village. And that's just what I came up with as far as my community name, Tsunami Crew, aka Su Crew. That's TSUCREW. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And I really like to hear y'all inputs down below. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch the anime video if you want to. But with that being said, if you want to do all the stuff that 95% of YouTubers say at the end of their videos, you can do that if you want to, because at the end of the day, y'all grown. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.